Alrighty, hello gamers. Hello. Alright, we are a bit earlier, as announced, but we have a lot to do. So, I'm already here, so we can kind of see where we left off. So, we pretty much got all the events going. It just happened automatically, right? The timer is a little bit low, right? But it's just for testing purposes, right? I would say for the most part, they work somewhat like intended. You know, now that I look at it, I actually wanted to change the portal texture. Fuck. Yeah, we still need to do that, but okay, doesn't matter. What's actually the first thing we're going to start? The thing is, we still haven't really randomized out of the things I do want to have randomized. Like, for example, the big portal always spits it out at the exact same position, which kind of sucks. Kind of pointless. So we can probably start working on that. The thing is, though... I think I still like the idea that we just have all these things here. We just pass them in the event, and the event does all the handling. I do like that. Which means we would need to pass multiple values, right? Unless we randomize them here, which... Oh, you know what? Actually, we could do that. So we could actually randomize them every single take, and then give them to the event. I don't know if I like the idea of that. That would make it way easier to handle, though. It's like, I was thinking turning pretty much most of these fields into vectors, and always just giving 2 values in. I guess we can just randomize them here, actually. I guess so. Yeah, I haven't really thought about that. Because that would save a lot of refactoring. And we don't really have a downside, do we? To some degree, it actually makes the code more readable. Because we have, like, just normal values. I guess, oh, actually, you know what? That may actually not work. But the thing is, what if we have something that we need to randomize multiple times? Actually, do we have something like that? Actually, we do. Something like the radius, right? Right now, the radius is just a constant. But it would be kind of cool if, like, the portals go out or go back in. So we kind of need a range for that. But I guess that's kind of a special case. I think with most of these, hover duration, we just set it once. Indicator, set it once. Attack, once. All of these are just... We just set them once. We just randomize them initially once. Yeah. Okay, let's just see if this would work. It should work, right? If you just say we randomize that. The question is now, this is kind of where the balancing aspect starts. Oh, actually, can we put 2 values then? We can. Okay, cool. I guess we can just put random numbers in just to see what happens. What if we randomize between 4 and 20? It shouldn't really be that simple, honestly. It should be different every time this event happens now. Which could be kind of hard to test if it spawns a bajillion. I don't even know how many that is. Oh, actually, you know what? Another parameter that we may want to randomize multiple times is like the speed of the portals. Okay, honestly, we're spawning so many, I can't even tell if the number really changes. I can't really tell. Maybe I should have picked something like between 1 and 5 or something. Wait, does it change? I have no idea. Maybe we pick some better values. What if we do like 4 to 10? I guess we can kind of see a difference there. Okay, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 7? 7, 8, I think. Maybe I should just print the number of portals, man. It's kind of hard to count. Can I get like a low roll? Can I get like 4? Okay, there's 4. Okay. So it does work. And it's more. Okay, so it is random. Perfect. Cool. Very pog. I'm pogging. So yeah, I think... I mean... That's the thing, it would get kind of inconsistent if we now start to make some of these parameters a range. And we just give it a vector and randomize it in a class. And some of them we just randomize them here. So it's a bit of a design choice which one we want to go for. Oh, shit. I mean, the thing is, though, at least this is really readable, right? You know what's going on. Okay, we roll a number, that's cinema of portals. Boom, done. Right? Meanwhile, otherwise, if we would just say, okay, it's a vector, you're like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? So I do like the readability. But again, I kind of don't like the fact if we randomize some of these and other ones are just vectors. But I think we kind of have to do that. It hurts me. As we can call it like a range or something. Let me say it goes from like... Wait, did my music crash already? What? What do you mean I'm offline? Are you crazy? Give me my Meat Boy music, man. I need that shit right now. Okay. Yeah. Let's just try that. See what happens. So, portal radius is a range now, which takes the vector. Now the issue is we're gonna need additional logic. Oh, you know what, actually? The thing is, we actually need to keep the old variable, but we do need to add a new one. Because it still has one radius at a time, right? We just keep randomizing it. But we kind of need to also... Yeah, we just need to memorize both, pretty much. We need the range and the normal one. And we just don't override this one in the beginning. Okay, so the thing is... How do we actually make this sense that it keeps randomizing? Because I mean, the issue is we can't just say every single frame we like randomize if the radius shrinks or grows bigger, right? That doesn't really make sense. Because then on average, it just stays the same. So that doesn't work. I guess what we could do, something like every second. Every second we randomize and we have, for example, a 1 in 3 chance that it goes in the other direction. Maybe something like that? What will the mod do? I can actually somewhat show you. I think that's better than trying to explain it. Let me do this. This should be a little bit more realistic. Oh, actually, oh, you know what? Actually, if we do this, it should run again. Okay, but like the basic idea of this mod is pretty much, I want to have a mod that I can use no matter what I play, that I just have on in the background. So the idea is, every couple of seconds, there's like random events that happen that try to mess you up. And so far we have 3. We have like a dark sphere that literally goes through everything. So even interfaces are behind the sphere, so you can't see anything. And we have a lot of portals and death rays. And again, basic idea is, this is gonna run the entire time no matter what you do. So this is gonna happen while you're out in caves mining, you're out exploring, you're getting your floating islands in the early game, you're fighting bosses, this is always gonna happen. So it's just supposed to add extra difficulty on top. Just making life harder. Yeah, exactly. But so far, I mean, it works for the most part. It still looks a little bit scuffed here and there. I mean, it definitely looks scuffed, right? I can't deny that. But it isn't really too random, right? Because it's kind of boring if you only have 3 events and they all feel the exact same every single time. So what we're trying right now, or today I should say, we want to introduce a lot of randomness to make, even if you get the same event, that it's still a little bit different every single time. Right, because for example, the amount of portals right now is randomized. I think it's like between 4 and 8 portals. Between 4 and 10 portals, so that's something. We also can randomize the direction in which the portals spin. We can randomize the speed. We can randomize the radius, like how far they are from you. And that's the thing, right? There's no way I'm going to come up with like 50 unique events. That's not going to happen. And also these 3, they took on average like 1 day per event. So making this many, that's out of the question. Right? But again, the best I can do is at least make each of them as unique and as random as I can possibly do. Or I mean, maybe what I also considered, maybe doing like variations of them. So for example, like this big portal right now, it's only hovering like above the player. Maybe we do something after you kill Moonlord, and it spawns 2 portals, and I don't know, one is below you suddenly. I don't know. Or one is like on the side of you and you have to like dodge across or some shit. I don't know. Right? Because the way I set it up right now, we have a lot of customizability options. So we can pretty much fine tune all of the parameters here. And we can also change the parameters based on which state in the game we are. I mean, also I haven't fully checked that yet, how we check if we kill the boss or not. But the idea is we can say something if, I don't know, we killed Wall of Flesh. We use these parameters, right? If we killed Moonlord, we use other parameters that are even crazier. So even if the events don't change completely, they should still get harder the more you progress as well. And we do have the setup for that, which I'm pretty happy about. I mean, right now we don't have any fancy like that. We just try and make the thing work in general, right? But I have a lot of idea what we can do with this mod. I would say that. Make like an Undertale thing that is... I mean, to some degree, I mean, I would say at least like the poles around you, they kind of feel like a minigame, right? Because I mean, they do chase after you and you do have to dodge them, and I mean, if you die, I mean, it's over, right? If you die, you die. You know, I don't know why the indicators still look a bit janky every now and then. Yeah, honestly, it is kind of hard to actually come up with these types of events that can happen. Or at least it is kind of hard to think of some. There's like one more I thought about. I don't know if you played it, but do you know like the shadow clones from Super Mario Galaxy? Or like, I think Mario Sunshine as well. I'm thinking we could maybe do something like that. Where like you have like these thingies that spawn after you that maybe chase after you, or we just do it more easy and you just leave like a trail that kind of like expands so you can't go back there. So yeah. It's possible to make a new space you can teleport a player to a place that doesn't exist in the map. I mean, in theory, yes, because we have... I mean, there's subworlds, right? I just have no idea how that works. In theory, yes. Is that something I could do? Probably not. What's this? You boosted the server? Wait, what? Is that a thing? Wait. Can you actually do that? Oh, you did? Oh, shit. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be live for like a couple hours, so... Have fun playing Fortnite, though. But yeah, I have a lot of ideas what we can do with this mod. Now the question is going to be, am I going to lose motivation at some point? I don't know. It costs you 99 cents. Alright, man. Thanks, though. Yeah, see you, man. Okay. But coming back to the code aspect, maybe I can just repeat it. The issue we currently have is the following. As I mentioned, we have like all the parameters here. So like every frame the game runs, or every time we want to make an event, it pretty much says, hey man, tell me what the parameters should be for each event. The issue is some of them, for example, the number of portals, right? The number of portals doesn't change during the event. So we can just randomize them in the beginning, like we do it here. The issue is some parameters like the portal radius, we would need to randomize it while the event is happening. I'm kind of trying to figure out a good way of doing this. And I think I know how I am going to do it. I don't like it. I think it's the best way. If it like teleports you into a random space that is a random arena every time different. I mean, the thing is, that sounds really hard to integrate in the concept of it running while you do other things, right? I mean, what if you're fighting a boss, you just randomly get ported somewhere else? And then the boss probably despawns. Or some other weird stuff. Like you like get ported outside of the boss arena. So as a standalone mod, yeah, maybe, but in the context of playing it with another mod, I don't think that's really gonna work out. And again, these types of events, they're kind of thought of in the sense of they're not really challenging on their own, right? But they should be challenging while you're doing something else. Right, you have to dodge a boss and you have to dodge all these death rays. Can we move the events that is disabled during boss fight? And that's the thing, I want all the events that we make to be able to happen at any time. But I mean, of course, in theory, we could consider making events that only happen during boss fights or only happen not during boss fights. We can actually think of that type of stuff, yeah. But again, porting you like somewhere else, I don't know. I'm not sure. Again, I would be a little bit out of my area of expertise. I mean, what I would probably do, make like a block somewhere in the world, and I just put a player there always. Because again, I have no idea how you make like sub-worlds and stuff. I have no clue. And then we would need to consider what if someone's playing with a mod and then this structure generates on the structure of the mod and then it fucks everything up. So yeah. But I mean, it's an interesting idea, yeah. But again, for now, I think I like the idea of having more like local events, right? Events that just happen around the player. Not like at a specific spot where the player needs to be first. That's more like what I'm looking forward towards. And there's also one other thing that I thought of that is kind of funny and stupid. It's just making a random typing test. Where it's like, you're just fighting a boss and then randomly, there's like a pop-up above your character. Can I open that? And it just shows a bunch of letters, like, I don't know, this. And then you have to type these letters in the correct order within like 10 seconds. And if you don't, I don't know, you just die or something. Or even of what we should do, if we actually do this, it should be movement buttons. So it should be something like this. So it actually messes up your movement. That would be funny. The only issue is I'm not really sure how I would make this visually appealing. Because I mean, I could just simply put it in the chat, but that doesn't really work that well. But yeah, I have a couple more ideas, but I think for now I just want to get these three going, see how they're going to play out, and then we can always add more on top. Because I put a lot of time into trying to make this a somewhat robust framework. Meaning it should be as easy as possible to add events. And I think I succeeded pretty well. Like, we literally just need to put the parameters in this dictionary. We just put the name of the event in here, and then we just write the event. That is literally all we need to do. To make you add a bit, but it means something like that, yeah. Let me check. There's actually one very specific thing. It's kind of. Let me grab. Because I mean, I used to play an MMO that pretty much had exactly what I have in mind. Is it this? Okay. So like, ideally, absolute best case, we would have something like this. Also, ignore the background. Background isn't relevant. Shut up. Also, why is the quality so fucked? Come on. Come on. Why is my internet so ass sometimes? Alright, man, go feed the kitty. It doesn't even load, man. Fuck. Unlucky. But I mean, anyways, the idea would be, we have like, ideally, we have like the letters appear below the player. And every time you press a button, it like, maybe gets like grayed out. But then once you mispress one button, all of them get anti-grayed out. So you pretty much have to start all over. So I would want to make it that you just instant die once you mispress. But I want to make it, if you maybe do a conscious decision to, for example, say, okay, I need to dodge now, I need to prioritize my dodging over this typing test, that you can just start over, but you just have less time to do it. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, anyways, coming back to this. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can really... What do we... Honestly, maybe I'm just overthinking this. We just put this into a vector and these we just randomize them here. You know, it still makes me kind of upset. Even though the only issue we have with this, we don't really have like a way to toggle the intensity. Which I guess, I mean, if we really want to, we can just make another parameter, I guess. It doesn't really have to be in here. It's okay. Portal radius range should be the same name here. It's also like one of the few things I really don't like with the current layout. How we pretty much need to make sure that whenever we rename a variable, we also have to update the strings in here. Which kind of sucks. But I think considering this is our setup for setting all the parameters and we can easily add new ones, I kind of like that. And we just have the one dictionary we pass to every single event, which is pretty cool. Yo, Dennis, hello. What's up, what's up? Okay, so we get the range now. And again, the issue is now, how do we randomize the portal range? That is somewhat hard. I'm actually not too sure how we would do that. I mean, I guess, I suppose one thing we could do... we have like our imaginary circle, right? Where the portals are on. Like that. And then we kind of have like... How do I do this? Then we have like pretty much two other imaginary circles that are like the minimum and maximum, right? And the black circle is like where the portals actually are. And this is like the minimum range, that is the maximum range on the outside. I guess what we could do, which wouldn't randomize it, but would make it way easier, we simply pick a random direction in the beginning, and then it just goes towards, for example, if you say, okay, we just randomized, it goes towards the minimum, right? It just goes inwards. Once it hit this circle, it just goes to the outer circle. Like, that would be pretty easy to implement. And I guess what we also could do, if we wanted to, we could get another parameter that tells us how fast it's changing the radius. So that's something we can consider. Even though we probably won't do that currently. But I think that's what we're gonna do. It's just gonna make my life way easier. Okay, so we have the current portal radius. And we also need the current portal direction. And I think we kind of have two options, right? We either make this a boolean and we just check which direction we're going. Or we just make this 1 or -1. And we just multiply it with our step size every single frame. I think we'll just make it an int. Or I don't know, radius, step, direction. Which again, we would need to randomize. Which is fine though. So we have all these constants here, very fancy. Also, it's a typo. Oh, how do we... I guess we can just make this a one-liner, right? Wait, what would be cleaner? Do we do a one-line if? Or do we like pull a random number from a list? I think we just do a one-liner if. I think that's cleaner. Okay, and honestly, it doesn't really matter which one is which. So it's either going to be 1 or -1. And we don't really care what it is. Okay, this stuff, we just initialize all the stuff, doesn't matter. And when we update... Oh, we still do like the moving in here, don't we? Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's nasty. I mean, I'm thinking, does it make a sense if you just put all of this in a method? I mean, we have to. The question is just where. I mean, I feel like, is it good design if we make a method that we would need to call every single frame to let the portal rotate? But I think there's no other way of doing this, really. I guess so. I mean, we already have so many random methods there anyway, who cares? Move or something. Wait, do I even set the speed in this? Wait, I never even set the speed of this. Wait, is that just a constant? It is, but I completely forgot that's even a parameter we have. But I mean, that's not really an issue. I mean, we just do this. And then it's also going to be a random angle. How many rotations? What about 0.1 to 0.5? How about that? Oh. That doesn't really make sense, does it? The cat is smart. I don't know about that, man. I'm gonna be honest. But the thing is, sometimes it looks like I'm actually know what I'm doing. Until we find like this one nasty bug that I just get stuck on for 2 hours. That's just gonna show how clueless I am about C#. But I mean, right now, bro, I mean, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I just know it all. I have it all mapped out in my head. With everything, unlucky. Hey. It is what it is. I mean, the way I see it, you don't have to be smart at any given time. You just have to be smart at times where it matters. So I guess you could make the argument it doesn't really matter. Because I'm just making a mod, right? It's not like anyone is gonna die if my mod has a bug, right? But anyway, I'm out here trying my best. I mean, we're getting somewhere. Takes a lot of time. But hey, we're slowly cooking. I mean, the longer and slower you cook a piece of meat, the better it gets, right? Or like a soup. Like, we're cooking a soup right here. A massive soup. For the whole family. What'd I do? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. So we don't care about any of this. Oh, you know what? Oh. I mean, in theory, right, we could just, instead of manually calling this method every single frame, we can just set a bool that calls the method for us. We could do that. Is that good game design? I have no idea. Even though the thing is, you know what, I think that is actually a decent idea. Because in our case, the portals move all the time. They always move. Until I don't. Actually, let me see. Like, where would we call this? I mean, actually, we would just call it here, right? Instead of portal.orient, we just do portal.move. Because we just do all... Ooh, actually we don't. Actually, we do. Because all the portals that are in the portal list are the portals that are not attacking, so they're still moving. I know the other portals aren't moving. So we literally only care about those. I mean, actually we can do that. So just do portal.move. And we just don't care about this other stuff. If I can find that. There's so much garbage in this class, man. It's crazy. Okay. Clockwise. Okay, this is what we care about. Radius. Actually, how do we do that? I guess technically we would simply, every single time we call this method and the portal has moved, what do? We take the radius And we need to pick a step size, which we're just gonna say is 1, for example. Maybe I should make this as a variable right now, because that is just another magic number. That should be tunable. So we have a step size, multiplied by the step direction. What the fuck did I call it? Oh, it's not in here. Oh. I guess that makes sense. It shouldn't really be in here because it's very specific. So we just make it a variable, I guess. Oh, oh. Ooh. Actually, no. We don't do this here at all. But we'll just overwrite this here. Yes. Why is my music bugging out again? Bro, like... Is my internet that bad? Like, am I lagging or some shit? What is happening? We need to play this shit on like 144? It's just a PNG, man. It's not that hard to load. Okay. So in theory, we can pre-calculate the radius for every single portal. Because all the portals are in the same circle, right? So what is the radius? The radius is... Actually, do we have the radius defined? We do have it defined. So what's the radius? We take the portal radius, which is the current radius, plus 1 times the portal step size. The fuck did I call that, man? The radius step direction, of course. Logically, that's what I would name it. Okay, and again, this is just going to be a number 0 or 1. So we just change the radius based on that. Now, the issue is we need to flip this if we're at one of the 2 circles, right? So if it's negative, we go towards this direction because the circle gets smaller. This direction, it goes positive. So I guess we would calculate the radius, see if it falls below the threshold or over the threshold. Then we set it to the threshold, if it does, and flip the sign. I guess, right? Does that make sense? I think it does. So make the radius here. Then we check. Is that radius that we calculated? I mean, do we need to consider the direction? I guess that's kind of implied. I think so. So if it's smaller, then the... What's it called? Something with range. Portal radius range. How did you do this? How do you get like the first element from a vector again? It's called .x. Oh. Honestly, maybe using vectors is kind of bad. I mean, it makes no sense that it's .x. If we just want the first component, maybe I should have used tuples. I mean, okay, whatever. It's good enough for now. So if it falls below the lower bound, what do we do? We set the radius to the lower bound. Which it doesn't like. But it's a float? Oh, vector is always a float, I guess. Okay, sure. And we also need to flip the sign. I think how we can combine this, but I think we just need to keep it separate. Yeah. We make a bool that... Nah. Whatever. We just flip it. So flip this, otherwise... we might just do the opposite. And flip it. And then if it was inbounds, we don't flip the direction. And we just take the radius. So just say portal.radius is the radius. Does this make sense? Honestly, I think it does. Even I think there has to be a way though that we can kind of combine these two. I hate that we have the exact same line in both statements. But I can't really think how we would combine them, I'll be honest. Yo, welcome back, Orange. Hope you had some good food. Only the best for the kitty. I mean, it's good enough. We don't need this shit anymore. Well, actually, though. Actually, though. He has a zoomies now, nice. Yeah, he's living life. Living a good cat life. That's a bit of an issue right now. Four old. He's pretty young. He's pretty goddamn young. I think the youngest cats I've seen was like 1 or 2 months. Probably more like 2 months. So 4 weeks, that is really, really young. Like, does it just fit in your hand? Probably, right? 4 weeks is tiny. Yeah, like a small little baby. True. So the issue right now is... So we move the portal manually here. But before, the portal always moved and I just said stop moving here. Death rate less than time. Wait, I mean, actually, we don't... You know what? That is quite an issue. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's not an issue. What are you doing right now? So, I changed my code a little bit, and before, pretty much the portals were moving on their own without you really telling them to move. So we kind of changed the code that we actually have to tell it to move now, which makes it a little bit more sensical. And we also made the range, or like the radius, a bit randomized. Where like pretty much... Oh, you guys don't even see the code. My bad. I mean, anyways, I was able to pull this up anyway. Where like, we started a certain radius, like the black line you see in the middle. And in the beginning, we pick a random sign, either minus or plus, and we just go until we hit like the one of the bounds, the inner or the outer bound first. And once we hit it, we swap direction, we go to the other one. So I guess it is not 100% random, in the sense of the radius just randomly changing. But it just picks a different initial direction. Yeah, so for example, if it picks negative, it goes here, it bounces back, goes here, bounces back, and kind of like this. So yeah, the only random thing is the initial direction. And so the issue was before my logic was a bit reversed. So right now, we're telling every portal explicitly, hey, move. But before I told the portal at some points, stop moving. Yeah, so it is a pattern, but it's randomized how the pattern starts. But I guess the thing is, though, I actually just realized, maybe it was a good idea to do it like that. We can still randomize where these two inner circles are, or like the inner and the outer circle. So we could make it random if it's here, or in between. So we could still randomize this to make it even more random, a little bit more random. We do have that option. Also we just randomize these two values. So that's nice. If we want to do that. Again, I want to put as much RNG into these as possible to make them feel like every single event that's gonna happen should feel unique. At least later on. Maybe not early on. Because I mean, if you just started playing the game, I feel like some events may be too overwhelming. Okay, honestly, let's just get rid of these. And just see how broken they're gonna be. How about that? It broke. Will it still access that? Oh, the massive portal needs that. That actually makes sense. Massive portal 65. And that's actually perfect, because before we had to explicitly say, hey man, don't move. And now we don't tell, because we don't move it. It's that easy. So that is kind of nice. I do like that. Now, I think it's going to be fucked up. Again, we only care about the circular portal thingy. And the portals don't even spawn it. I mean, the lasers work, we just don't see the portals anymore. That is something. Surely. So I do not see the portals. Why would that happen? Oh, you know what? I think I know why it is. What is the initial portal position that we set? Is it 0, 0? Because then I had the exact same issue before. I need to go to start. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty sure what's currently happening is very simple. So imagine this is our entire world, right? This is the entire world of Terraria. And we're like in the middle at spawn. We're here. I believe what's happening right now, we're drawing the portal here. Now what does the game do? The game says, bro, the portal is so far away, why would I render that? So it just doesn't even load the texture. And 1 frame later, I say, hey man, render the portal here. But he just doesn't load the texture. Because he was like, that is so far away, I don't even consider that being relevant. I think it just deletes the object pretty much. And the reason why it worked before, I believe, we had the code that moved the portal in the portal class. So when we spawned the portal, it still was initially spawned here, but it still executes the AI code of the portal in the first frame. So we spawn it here, but in the same frame, we already move it here. So the game is like, okay, that's so close, of course I render that. I think I had that issue before. And now watch it be something completely different. But I believe if we simply take the player position, that should work. And if not, I'm gonna look really stupid and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm getting unlucky. Next one should be it. Ah, look at that. There they are. Just like that. They're back. But I actually forgot. Should the radius randomizing go already? Because I don't think the radius is changing. It is not. But I think it should be working. Alright man, have a good sleep. And thank you, I will try my best to make this successful. I mean, honestly man, so far with the last couple of streams, I'm surprised how much we got done. I really am. Especially considering this is like the first actual mod I make. So I'm surprised I'm not sitting at ChatGPT the entire time. I mean, honestly, I had my phases yesterday. I had to chat a lot with Mr. GPT. But so far, I'm still positively surprised how much progress we're making on our own. Okay, but this does not what it should be doing. Or does it take the wrong stuff in here? No, it does take the radius, which should update from outside. Okay. Oh, you know what the thing is though? I think we can actually figure this out in-game with Dragonlance. The thing is, what I'm not too sure about, how do we change which class we're looking at here? There has to be a way to change this. Modded fields. Like, he's in the wrong class. Anyone with Dragonlance experience here? Maybe? Target player. There has to be a way. That would be so sick if I could just like scroll through the relevant classes and just see the variables. Can I like look for it? If you look for portal. What can you type now? Oh, I'm in the chat. Oh. No. Unlucky. Would be cool. Maybe we can figure this out at some point. But for now, we just see what the radius is. Oh, wait. Wait. Shouldn't we set this one? We should set this one. Yeah. Yeah, what I should be doing is to portal radius equal radius. Then we set this to portal radius. That should be it. So we didn't just use the actual value. We just kept on calculating the exact same value every single frame. And I should really make it that only the one relevant event with working on spawns. Like we always have to wait for it to appear. Does the radius change? I couldn't really tell. Guess we can make it a little bit more drastic. And let's say it moves like 10 units each frame. Now, so how do we hard code this? I guess we'll just go here, new event, type 0. Right? Yeah. Even though, oh, I think it's just gonna spawn a bunch of the same ones. Oh, but it is working. It is working. You know, they should come back. They do come back. Oh, shit. Okay. It does work. We also should get the step size as a parameter. So we have portal radius, portal step direction. I also need the portal radius step size. Perfect. I love naming parameters. I mean, at least they're very descriptive, right? And then we can just make this variable. Well, the thing is, though, I should also make... Oh, actually, we can't really put all of them into the mod config. Nah, we kind of can't do that. It would be insane, though, if we could customize all of these parameters from the mod config UI. But I don't think that would really work that well. Okay, I feel like step size of 5, maybe we put this to like 1,000 only. Rotations per second. So the rotations don't really feel that random. Also, the direction is not randomized, I think. I'm not sure why. Because I think it's a parameter, is it not? It's not. Was it in here? It's in here. Ugh. Okay, we do need to have this as a class variable because we also need it for rendering. The direction. I mean, I guess we don't need to set that. We could just call flip direction. I guess. You know, the thing is, that's a lot of code for pretty much nothing. I think we just set it manually. And we don't call it clockwise, we call it... Or do we call it... Maybe we just call it clockwise, whatever. And then we don't set this as a parameter, we just always randomize that. I think. I mean, it's only 2 choices, so... Let me do portal instance. Wait, what is main.rain? The fuck does a rain array do? Max rain plus 1. Interesting. Anyway. And then it's pretty much random if it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. Which honestly I'm not too sure if it really changes anything, but at least it looks different, right? And we have the code, so may as well just randomize that. Oh, actually, oh, we did this via config before. I forgot about that. I really need to update my config file. I don't even remember where it is. There it is. Okay, so this should at least look a little bit better. A tiny bit better. Maybe not. Wait. Wait. Wait, where are they going in like random direction? Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's kind of stupid. Like right now we're randomizing the direction for every single portal. I should set this initially. That would make a little bit more sense, wouldn't it? That's what I was saying, man. That looks so off. Okay, also I feel like 500 is kind of far away. What if we do like 250, 750? Okay, but right, but I'm really starting to like how many parameters we have that we can just tune. Okay, this is already getting way more trippy than I thought. Okay, to be fair, we have like events overlapping, which can't really happen anymore if we wouldn't just hardcode over is this event happening. But god damn, it is so trippy when they're so fast. God damn. Even though I still like haven't fully decided what we want to do with the portals. If the death rate that goes from one portal to another doesn't go through the player. Does it mean sometimes they like aim seemingly randomly just to a different portal, like nowhere near the player? But I guess what we could do, if we do that attack between 2 portals, it just lasts longer. So it's just supposed to be like a long-standing thing. So we could do that. So it seems like it has a little bit more purpose. But also the rotation looked really off. So like they just stand still, and after the indicator is done, that's when they rotate. But it should be as soon as they stop moving. That's a bit off. So it should be in the death ray section. But I mean, we kind of do that now. Like as soon as they're done with the indicator, they orient. Which doesn't even make sense that they orient during indicating. Wait, so the thing is, once we pick the two portals, you know what? I think this code actually broke. Yeah. Because right now we only move the portals that are still in the portal list. However, as soon as we do an attack, we remove them from the portal list because they aren't eligible for another attack, right? Which means as soon as a portal starts attacking, it stops moving, which is not what it should be doing. Like, it should stop moving as soon as the indicator is done now. Yeah, that's why it feels so odd. Okay, so... That's an issue. Oh. I mean, it would have been too nice if we just removed like 2 lines of code everywhere and it just kept on working. Man. What am I even listening to at this point? How is this still Super Meat Boy? What? I've never heard this in my life. That shit kind of slaps. Oh. Wait, so what was the issue again? I forgot. Okay, so the portals aren't moving while indicating. I mean, I guess we can just solve it by, well, just manually moving them, I guess. I guess so. Seems like an easy fix. Now, the thing is, since we have like complete freedom now, how do we do this with like these single death ray portals? Like if a portal shoots a single prediction death ray, should it keep on moving? I mean, why not? Makes it more fun, right? Right? Surely. Okay, now this should look a little bit more with the way we had it before. They are still not moving. Wait, they are... Wait, so that they stop moving during indicating? But they move afterwards. Okay, now it's completely fucked. Okay, also we need to fix it that we don't have multiple events at the same time. How can I janky code this that it kind of works? I mean, I guess we can. First of all, we can just do this again and just make this manual. So we just spawn an event once we press it. Guess that would help it. Okay, so now we only spawn one at a time. And the movement times are wrong. Because I can't fucking read. But I even have the comments here and I just ignore them. So we move them while they're still indicating. Same with this one. We move. Okay, I guess this one was right. Okay, sure. Okay, looks a little bit better. But I think the radius thingy is a bit odd sometimes. Like as soon as two portals like do their connection depth rate, they kind of just do weird stuff. They just slow down. Is that just me? Or is that just me? Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I think they're going slower. And they're not really changing a radius also. They're definitely going slower. But I'm confused. Can I maybe go back? Make it that we only have the connection depth race. I think I can. Yeah, let's just hardcode this to 2. Beautiful. So every single portal we shoot should be a connection type. Unless we have an uneven amount of portals and then one of them is never going to despawn. So what do I want to look at? The radius, right? I mean, they're definitely slowing down while indicating, which honestly, I don't think even is that bad of an idea. I just don't know why they do it. Why would they do that? So like when their indication time is over, they just orient themselves. That's all I do. While they're indicating, they're still moving normally. and orienting. And it aims the laser to the other pole. Makes sense. Every direction is also fine. Why are they slowing down? Oh, wait. Oh, I think I see an issue. So right now we're only changing the radius for all the portals that are not currently attacking, that can get an attack in the future. But for the other portals that are attacking, they have a consistent radius. So that doesn't change anymore. Which makes this pretty annoying. So I think the only way of doing this in a clean way would actually be to have a second list that just always has a reference to every single portal. Just so we can like properly override all the radii. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. There's gonna be portals. We call it like free portals. So free in the sense of them not being assigned like an attack yet. Then we also have a list, pretty much the exact same thing. It just holds the references to all portals. Now the thing is though, if we say all portals equals 3 portals. The issue is I'm not sure if we're only assigning the reference here. I'm not too sure about that. Guess the easiest way would be to just print the number in all portals. I mean, ideally, he just copies over the values. But I feel like with most object-oriented languages, it would just take the reference. Because it's an object. Or a field? I mean, maybe it's different because it's a field. I mean, I don't know. All portals don't count. Ideally, this is going to be constant. I mean, actually, for comparison, we can also do free portals. Not count. Okay, yeah, it's just saving the reference. That is exactly what I didn't want to see. Okay, so we need to copy that over. Is that just like a copy method, maybe? Copy to? The one-dimensional array that is the destination of the elements copied from the scene. Copies the entire list to a compatible one-dimensional array. So I can just do this? No. Oh, what? That is same type though. Now that I look at it, why did I even use lists? Actually, I do know why I used lists, because I keep removing them. So it doesn't really make sense if we had an array. I just had a bunch of free slots. I think though, if this was Python, what I would have done, I just would have had a list of tuples where I have every portal in a tuple together with a bool that tells me if it can still attack or not. Honestly, maybe I should have done that here. I don't know. Maybe that would have been a better way. It's definitely would have done in Python though, for sure. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I think it's time for the first time today to ask Mr. GPT. Ah, does that actually work? I mean, to some degree it makes sense because it makes a new list object. But like logically, that is so stupid. Does mean we have a list and we say list.toList. So I would assume it doesn't do anything because it's already a list, but okay, sure. Maybe I'm just too stupid for programming languages these days. Who knows? Now, work. Oh my god, it works. Nice. So we have the reference for every single portal now. Fantastic. So what do I actually do this for? I forgot. For the radius, right? I think we need this for the radius. So we say all portals dot for each portal. We do portal dot radius. It's portal radius. I still love these one-liner for eaches. Oh, this is so goddamn smooth, man. Is this actually just a for each on the other side? Okay, just a normal for loop. Oh yeah, wasn't that like a thing? That a for each loop is actually just a less efficient version of a normal for loop. I don't remember why, but I think it was actually more efficient to its indexing. I guess it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, a for each loop is implemented as a for loop. It definitely is a more intuitive version, yeah, for sure. Even though I don't know about you, but like in most cases, like oftentimes I think I just use a for each here, go through each element, and then every single time I figure out, okay, I still need an index and I have to go back to a normal for loop. It's so annoying. Yeah, this is so lovely, man. I love this. This is so clean. So we set the radius for all, and I think that should... Oh, you know what? No, that actually breaks though. Was that gonna keep moving while shooting? No? Oh no, they don't move because we don't call it a move function. Oh my god, of course. What am I thinking? So why am I seeing every attack but the one I want to see? What is that? Honestly, this makes me wonder though if also Python has something like that. I don't think so, right? Maybe I just missed it? Does it mean Python also has lambdas? So I mean they could do the same. I think probably libraries like NumPy or something probably has something like that. But that is pretty sick. When I'm stupid, random equals C. Oh, wait, I can't fucking read. Oh, it looks a bit better, even though the indicator is completely off now. Okay, so we need to make it that the indicator also updates in real time. Which shouldn't be that big of an issue. I mean, actually, this is fine. But we need to go every time we go through one of these attacks that are going on. In the indicator phase. So we set the right direction and the correct center, but we also need to change the height. Did I actually have a method for that? Oh, it's in my setup method. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. We need something like public void set. That size, I guess. Now, how do you make optional function inputs? So for example, if I only want to change the height, I don't care about the width. So can I make this null? Is that something I can do? No. There's no none, right? No. Is that like an optional keyword maybe? Optional end? Oh. I think that's not gonna work. Even though it kinda looks like it could work. Maybe it will. Then the thing is, I don't know what these parameters would have in them to actually check if they're empty or not. Let me check that. Which I kind of wonder, does it have the same feature as Python where you can just say width equals? No. Okay. That's why Python is better. Okay, and then we just call this and we just see what happens. It does not work. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, that's clever. We can put a question mark and set it to none. Ah, okay. Now I can work with that. And then ideally we can just say we set the height to something. And we just ignore the width. So it should print null 50. And then I'm gonna be very happy. Come on, null 50. Okay, it doesn't show it, but I think it should be a null. So that is very poggers. So we just put our calculation in there. Which is this stuff. Yeah. Even though it is kind of weird though, because we set length and width. But we never actually find these parameters ever again, because we like have to convert them to a scalar. Which I guess is kind of weird. It is what it is. I don't make the rules here. I call it why do I call it length? It's a height. And he doesn't like floats. Which is okay. Wait, can we... We can do something like this, right? No. Yeah, we just do it with ifs. Who cares? If width is not null. Well, why doesn't he like that? We need to cast this. Ah, okay. Interesting. But shouldn't it be ER? I think it's ER, not AR. Okay, and now we should be able, when we're indicating, to set the height To what? I mean, it should be the distance between the two portals, right? So we have distance between portals, whatever. Which he doesn't like. Because that is the worst syntax I've ever seen. And .y. But actually, shouldn't we calculate the length of this? I think it should be the length, right? Okay, we're just gonna see how close that's gonna look. But ideally, the indicator should change dynamically. Which it does. I mean, look at that. I mean, would you look at that? I mean, that's kind of clean, no? God damn. Okay, so the amount of portals is random. Radius is random. Speed is random. Okay, we have toggled off the different attack. That's like one line we need to change. I still don't like how this laser just ends into nothing. I still don't like that. I guess what we could do... Actually, can we... Wait, do I have a parameter that tells me how long the portal takes to open? No, we have only have time to close, but not time to open. Because I'm thinking it would be pretty cool if we can simply say once the indication phase is over, we just spawn a portal at the end of the laser. That would be pretty sweet. And that's probably going to be way more complicated than I think. And then we also need to connect it to the attack pattern. Unless we set a... Can we set a time to live? I don't think we can, because we need to manually close it. I mean, or we make a third portal list in which we put a portal and a time, and once a certain time is reached, we have to close that portal. Which sounds awful, to be honest. Okay, honestly, maybe we leave it like that for now. And we start working on like the big portal. There's like a lot of really small things we can do though. Or you can come back to that. Yo Babua, hello. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. What's I doing? We need to enable the other attack. Yeah. I mean, it should be it. Then we go back to this. It should be fantastic. Alright, look at that. 6 o'clock wake up, that's pretty early. Would you code 30 minutes after waking up? What the? That is pretty early. I don't know if I had the mental capacity. Also, it is kind of broken. I know why. Honestly, I never really tried coding right after waking up. Maybe it's like a good thing because it's like a mental exercise kind of, right? It's kind of like how some people like doing Sudokus in like their morning newspaper, right? Do morning spin, I can spin just for you, sure. We actually just figured this out yesterday. Oh! That's the wrong one. Spin. I still need to make this into a chat command. At some point, when we're done with modding. I need to spin command so bad. Your unpaid vacation. Oh, alright. I know. It's fine. Have fun with your friend. No stress, man. There's still something off about the prediction portals. Not sure what it is. I have heard that name before, but I have no idea really what it is, or like how it looks like or whatever. I think it has to do with like riddles or something. But I've never actually seen it. What the? Yeah, the only thing, or like the only time I've ever heard someone mention that name was like in the context of like one of these internet riddles where you get like a bunch of like computer science related stuff and you kind of have to like figure out a code or something. I remember seeing like a YouTube short from, I think, Pirate Software who talked about it like a long time ago. That's pretty much all I know about it. Okay, why do they not properly rotate sometimes? You know, maybe they're actually they're probably one frame off. I mean, it is kind of cringe that we call this every single frame. And we only need it once, but I think that's actually the issue I have. Besides that, I feel like besides that, I mean, we're getting somewhere. Okay, now it's just rotating the entire time. Okay, that is not it. Not it at all. Wait, instead of saying depth rate time smaller than time, depth rate time is start time plus indicator time. Can we just set this equal? So we just call this for one frame once he's done indicating. Oh, okay, now it's completely janked. Oh, wait, because he's always running into the Ls now. Is he? Yeah. Okay, we just do the janky way. If it's smaller... Oh, wait, we actually can't do that. Hmm. It's so dumb how it's just one frame off. Even though it shouldn't be, right? But actually, wait. How could it be off? We move the portal. We put the death ray right on the portal. We predict the position. Get the direction. And then we orient it. So we always orient it last. So actually, wait, how could it be off by one frame when it literally can't? Also, this is garbage. I mean, what we could do, instead of orienting it towards the player, we could orient it towards the death ray. But the issue is the death ray center is right on the portal center. Unless we take the... Oh no, this is gonna be so janky. So we can take the death ray. Oh no, I hate this. We take the center of the death ray plus the direction of the death ray, which is a normalized vector, but it doesn't really matter. We just need to go a tiny bit away from the center, and in that direction we look. I hate this. I hate this so much. I cannot describe how much I hate this. But it should work. I mean, it definitely looks like it's looking in the right direction. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, looks kind of right, yeah. Hey, I mean, is it really janky code as long as it works? What the fuck was that? Okay, I think this was a coincidence. I think it was a prediction laser that hit another prediction laser. So it looked like it should have connected, but it shouldn't have connected. So I think that's fine. Okay. I think we can now move on and work on the big portal. But we're gonna do one quick break after I fix the music. And what the fuck, man? I think I need to update my ad block again. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back. I would never die. My soul simply left my body for a couple minutes. It's okay. It's back. Alrighty. Next thing on the list. The big portal. That doesn't really do too much right now. And I feel like the easiest thing we can do to make the big portal interesting is what if we just give it a very big possible range of time that it needs to hover. Which I think sounds weird at first, but I think it makes sense. So, I mean, if you think about it, wouldn't it be kind of cool if you have no idea if it takes like a second till it shoots or like 20 seconds? But you need to be prepared every single moment. Because then this thing would probably like one-shot you. So I think that's the plan here. So do like 1 to 20 times 60. Duration I think is fine for now. We can just leave these for now. Let's see, how would that feel? And you just can't know how long it's gonna take. If it's gonna spawn. There it is. And you just don't know. It could be any moment. Any second. You have no idea. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too long. And then it still goes into its favorite corner. Wow. Yeah, okay, maybe 20 seconds is a bit too long. I think this was very close to like 20 seconds. Dark Souls boss in Terraria. I mean, you have to dodge a little bit. I mean, just dodge, right? I mean, it's not that hard. Okay, but I think maybe make this a little bit less. But I mean, the thing is, you know, Terraria, there's not too much going on, right? So we need to have more things that happen. So my ADHD brain is satisfied. Okay, so that's fine for now. I think what I actually want to do now is we're gonna try and make the darkness event actually work. Which I mean, as you guys know, right now, we only have the sphere. The small sphere around the player. There it is. Which I mean, it looks cool. It does what it's supposed to do. And honestly, I really like how this looks. I really like. Besides the obvious issue that we can't go towards the edge of the world. I do like this. But we need to make the inverse. Where we only have the inside visible and the rest is dark. Which I hope isn't gonna be too hard. We probably have to go into GIMP and change the texture a little bit. But I have one texture that could work, could be big enough, we see. Let me actually get rid of a couple of these because we don't really need them right now. Okay, what's what I said? What the fuck is this code? Okay, yeah, this is the code where we draw the thing. Now, this works again. Now, if you make it inverse, this is where it breaks right now. So I think it loads the texture the right way, but it's obviously way too small because it has to be... It doesn't work. What? What? Darkness inverse true. Darkness inverse. It's not even a parameter. What the? Darkness, event drawer, inverse to darkness inverse. Okay, now it should work. Bam. Isn't it beautiful? But again, obviously, that's the wrong thing. So we need to make the texture be massive in the beginning. So it covers the entire screen and it goes in first and then back out. So we have to do somewhat the same process but inverted and just crazily upscaled. So right now we just use these for the first half, for the second half. And scale is from 1 to... No, scale goes from 0 to radius scale, okay. The thing is though... I don't think we can actually give a radius for the inverse case. For the normal case, the radius works. Because we did calculate it. With like the circle radius equation yesterday. But with the inverse, we can still compute the radius. But we can't consider the entire size of the texture. I mean, it probably would work somehow. I just don't know how. Where did I learn to code? I first learned coding in school. Where we started doing Java for a couple of years. That's where it started. And then from Java in school, I went to Python in university. And now C#, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have a lot of idea what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm kind of just learning C# on the fly here. But it's very similar to Java, so... I still remember a couple things. But yeah, pretty much just started in school. Which honestly, I think we talked about this yesterday, but I'm so happy that it was taught in school. I don't think if it would have been taught in school, I would have ever started programming. So I'm really happy about that. It was a really fun little thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, back in the day, before I knew what coding was like, I had like this typical imagination of like, oh my god, if you can program, you must be so smart. You need to like fucking write in binary and you need to be so goddamn five-hat. Right, that was like my impression of what it is to program. Because I mean, I never knew what programming even looks like. Right, and then in school I just said, okay, fuck it, let me just see what this is. And then I was like, hey, I can actually do that. So yeah. Good times, man. Good times, good times. Want to learn something, don't know where to start? I would highly recommend, if you want to learn to program, start with Python. I would highly recommend this as your first programming language. Python is, I would say, by far the easiest language to get into. Because it doesn't have crazy syntax. And you can pretty much, you can do anything you want in Python. I mean, honestly, you can do everything in every programming language. But Python still gives you pretty much all the modern options. Like, I could go into the specifics, but if you're not deep enough into programming, you wouldn't probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I would highly recommend Python. And there's like infinite amounts of resources online. And if you're too lazy, honestly, ask ChatGPT. I'm sure he can help you out just to learn it. Just ask him, hey man, I want to get into programming, teach me Python. he can probably tell you all the basics. He can probably tell you more than any teacher could in less time. That's what I honestly would do. Just, if you do that, don't get too dependent on ChatGPT. That is somewhat of an issue nowadays for a lot of programmers, me included. Because at some point you get too reliant and you just stop thinking for yourself. But if you just want to get into it, that is an awesome resource. And it's free, so hey, we love free shit here. Okay. Honestly, why don't we just start, for starters, and just juice this up. No, yeah, juice this up by like times 10. And we do it on the oldest PC in the world. In which sense old? I mean, probably, as long as you have like a somewhat modern operating system. I mean, the thing is, in terms of execution, it shouldn't really be an issue, right? If you write simple Python code, most PCs should be able to handle that. But if you have like an ancient Windows version where you can't even find a Python version for it, yeah, it would be an issue. Always take a chat in, but the thing is, I would say that yes, but if I tell someone, hey, use ChatGPT to learn a language, the way ChatGPT works, right? The more general information is, the more accurate it is. And if you ask ChatGPT, hey, how does a for loop work? How do I define a function in Python? He knows what he's doing, right? So I usually just say, just Python. If you're going into complex problems, yes. Actually using it, yeah, exactly. But I mean, in general, you're right. Of course. That is why I also said, like, maybe don't get too reliant on it if you want to keep on using it. What is this? Great Twitch. Yeah, the thing is, I can't change the ping from the YouTube chat. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is. I mean, Windows 7 should be fine, yeah. I mean, let me check. You should find a Python version for that, right? Python, Windows 7, I mean, probably, right? But the thing is, though, you actually need to go back quite a lot, because all of the modern versions can't be used. I can actually stream this. If it loads. Bro, my internet is so shit today. I'm sure it's gonna load any second. Okay. So you can't use this on 7 or earlier, so... yeah, you would have to go quite far into the past. But you can use Python version 3.8.6. The only thing is, if you use ChatGPT, you probably have to tell him. Because he will probably give you solutions for modern Python. But yeah. But in general, it should be relatively easy to set up as well. Right, you just need to install it. And then you can pretty much already start writing Python code and executing it. Was the last version that support? Yeah. I mean, we see it right here, right? 3.9 cannot be used on Windows 7 or earlier. 3.8 cannot be used on XP. EOL? What is EOL? End of life cycle. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it is pretty old. I mean, honestly, I don't even know, like, how different would Python 3.8 be? I mean, all the basics are the same. I just wonder how much, like, QOL would be missing. Okay, we need to make this... Okay, that's not kind of ominous, though, no? I mean, I do kind of like that. Also, as you guys can see... Oh, wait! You can't just press F11. Okay, if I ever publish this mod and I see someone when he gets that event to press F11, I'm a permaban that guy. That is not fair that you can press F11. Okay, we ignore that. Dude, it had no switch case. Oh shit. But okay, I guess it's not too tragic. I mean, honestly, did I ever even use a switch in Python? I don't think I did so far. I mean, I don't know about other people, but I very rarely need switch statements. But I mean, technically, I mean, you don't need them, right? It's just a little bit better syntax. But it is what it is. So... what we need to do, kind of... if we inverse, we also need to inverse the calls, kind of. So if we inverse, we need to call this first and then this second. So this is going to be a bit cringe, so please look away. So we say if time less than half time and we don't have inverse, which is the base case, or time is greater half time and it's inverse. I mean, I guess technically I also could have just flipped these, I think. I mean, yeah, switches are more efficient, but again, it's not like you need it, right? Oh, shit. That's cool. But yeah, I do believe so. Technically, it is more efficient, but on the other hand, the efficiency of if statements aren't too important for most normal programs. Unless we're talking about the Terraria source code where your switch case has 1,000 different cases. Yes. But yeah, for most normal applications, you don't really need that. But is it still handy that you can like fall through cases? Wait, actually, can you fall through in switch cases in Python? You can, right? I think you can. 8 different cases, terrible if else mess. I mean... is it really that different though? In terms of visibility? Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But if you say, I don't know. Wouldn't you just have switch? Okay, it kind of doesn't see it as Python. Select the language. Python. Is it even called switch in Python? I don't even know. Oh, you should talk about efficiency. Oh, okay. Also, I would say in terms of visibility, it's probably about the same. But yeah, again, switch cases should be faster, yeah. Okay, but I gotta say, we're kind of getting somewhere, right? I mean, look at this. So the issue is it just plops in. And it just stands still. And at some point it goes out. You know what? I think I know why. I do know why. So we execute this first. But this only starts to interpolate at halftime. Honestly, I think we just have to make this a big if-else mess. In Ref, we encounter yourself, kind of. I actually checked that it's actually pretty easy. It is really easy to make what they did in Ref. It's really not that hard. Let me see if I can actually get this right here. Yeah, it really isn't that hard. It's literally just one line. Wait, what does he want that? I'll just say vector 2.0. Yeah. I think that is actually it. To be honest, I was actually thinking about also using this for an event and it just spawns a bunch of copies all over your screen just to mess you up. Ah, there it is. Yo, Babua, thanks for follow. But yeah, there it is. So it is actually not that hard. Of course, in the actual scenario, you would like render it at the right position and make it move towards you, but yeah, it just copies exactly what you do. Which again, makes me so upset because this is so easy to do, but it is so hard to like get it as a texture and then render it above the black screen. But yeah. Yo huevo. Alright, hello huevo. Even though now that I look at it, I think the coloring is kind of different. Right, this one is more like white, this one is more like blue. Also, this one is more bright, this one is more like dark orange. But yeah. Literally just one line of code. And yeah, we just make this a big mess. If inverse else something else. Oh, this is gonna be so nasty. Oh, that's a big squiddy boy. That's a massive squid. Yeah, honestly, I'm still surprised that they just give you a simple method like that to draw a player. Because, I mean, when would you ever need that? Unless you do something super specific like that. But I mean, I guess it's nice. Okay, so base case. Oh, actually, we much need to copy this entire thing in here. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. My skin is crawling. Bro, I can't read this already. Oh my. I don't even want to look at this anymore, man. This is nasty. I can't handle more than 2 is, man. Or like more than 1 even. But okay. How do we format again? It was like one hotkey. There it is. Is it Alt Shift F or something? Okay, so this code works fine. We need to fix this. Actually, no, this does not work fine. No, it's fine. Okay. It broke again. Man, shut the hell up. Okay. I mean, this one probably is just flipped, right? And then we don't really have a radius scaler. If we do, it's like times 100. Or do we just leave it like that and just flip these? I think we just flip this. Let's just see how messed up that's gonna be. Go create some Roblox game? Nah, man, I'm good. I'm not a big Roblox enjoyer. I mean, technically I've never played or really seen it, so maybe I would enjoy it, I don't know, but I probably won't try it. So this is inverse first half. My god, bro, what am I doing here? This is so disgusting. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't publish this mod ever. Like, I feel bad if people are actually gonna be able to look through this code. This is gonna be so embarrassing. Okay, then we don't do this. Okay, first half of inverse. So we want to start massive. I'm talking ginormous, like 100x. And we want to go down to what? Want to go to like... Ooh. Maybe 10x? And then... Yeah, we can just use the normal time scaler. Yeah. Wait, no. Wait, time scaler is time divided by half time. I mean, we used it here. I mean, it should be good. We'll just put this in. Whatever. Then, second half, we reverse. We go from 10 to 100. And then we need all this again. And we go from halftime to total time based on time. That is actually so disgusting, bro. I'm actually feeling sick. I don't think it is working. Unless it takes a really long time. Also, it's really dark. I can't even tell if it's getting darker. Okay, so maybe 10x is too big. Let's just make sure that it actually renders properly. We just do normal scale. It doesn't work at all. Is it too big? And it like doesn't render? Because it's too far away. What if we do 2x? I'll just have it be really small. Okay, it does work. You know, the texture still looks really weird. I do kind of need to go back and then fix that. But okay, I mean, in theory, that is what it should look like. Kind of. I mean, honestly, that is actually kind of cool. It's like slowly creeping in. Need more dopamine, alright man. Sure. Where's this grayed out? Oh. I mean, to be honest, normally I don't even code. Normally I just play Terraria. But yeah. Anyways. Yep, have fun, man. Bye-bye. Wait, but actually, why is the scale so big? Why is the scale so big? Wasn't it before? Oh, wait, no. Before it was like 10% of the scale. Now just normal scale. Because the texture is massive. Oh my god, that is kind of ominous. Oh, that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. No, I would kind of like to trigger... Would I do that? Because ideally, we get it done that this radius that I set is both how big the range is. I mean, just how big the circle range in general is. Whether it's visible or darkness. Ideally, it's the same. But right now, this is way bigger. The portal sprite work. I mean, we couldn't really figure out the hitbox. So I just went back to the normal sprite. I also feel like the normal sprite did look a bit more fitting. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna go back to that. Okay, the thing is, we just need to... It did look fancy, yeah. But it was way too massive and it wasn't centered properly and like clipping all this shit all around, I don't know. I don't know. What do we need? Private, randomly, texture. We can just do this and always load them. To the... Yeah, I wouldn't need to edit it a lot. I mean, I still need to edit the normal Terraria portal a bit. I kind of fucked this up already. But yeah, I would hope that isn't too much effort if I actually get to it at some point. Okay, we need texture radius. What is texture radius? That is just the normal texture width. And then the actual texture we render, we just set it down there. Kind of crazy, we do all this fancy calculation, we don't even really know what the texture is at that point. Actually, I mean, actually no. Shouldn't really matter. 2D texture is... the inverse, otherwise normal. Photo impers used to be different. I can see that, yeah. Maybe like way older versions. But I actually didn't Infernum like have multiple bosses that I completely overhauled? I think there was something, or maybe maybe I'm thinking about Fargos actually. I think I broke it. If I met multiple boss area more than once, oh shit, okay. Then I guess that was it. Wait, why does it actually not work anymore? So what kind of country music am I listening to right now? Like, how the fuck is this Super Meat Boy music? That's crazy. I've never heard any of these. Okay, what if we go to chill music? This is it? I think this is it. Okay. So, if you're doing inverse, we take the inverse. If not, we're not. So why did it break? Does it go back to being alright if we do this? Okay, is there a chance that you can't load textures here? Because they may not be loaded at that point. Which would be an issue, because we kind of don't have like a start method in here. I mean, I guess I could just try and see what if we just do this here. Would that work? Because then we know why it doesn't work. Logically. So if it's inverse, we take the inverse. Otherwise, we take the normal one. Okay, it still doesn't work. What is it? Wait. Is it getting darker? Oh, it is getting darker! Okay, that is actually the issue. Interesting. Okay. Now we still need to figure out how we get the radius involved in this. Oh. Okay. But this is the exact same code I had before that I knew didn't work. Oh my god. Okay, we just do it extremely ugly. So we just get another variable. Call it initialized. Is that how you spell it? Initialized. Okay, and then we say, if we are not initialized, guess what? You're gonna initialize, because I force you. Also, we set this to true. Yes, actually we can put this in here. As it's a little bit more efficient. So what is the arrow here? I don't see an arrow. Is my ID not updating again? Am I blind? What's down here? Oh, okay. Okay, I see the issue. Yeah. Texture. Okay, now we need this back. 2D texture. Okay, now this should work. Should work beautifully. I think it's not working. Oh, why not though? Arm. It broke completely. Shit. Yeah, if we're not initialized. No, it's the textures, and then it's the exact same code as before. Hmm. Okay, so that's not the issue. That's something. Oh. Could it be that we're kind of crashing? Not really crashing, but if we can trust the documentation, we'll only finish loading at the end of a frame. But, I mean, actually, does that make sense? Wait. Can we put a dot weight on it? Dot weight, dot value? No. Okay, what if we just always do it? Even before we actually want to execute the rest. So if that is the issue, that's like loading it delayed. This shouldn't be an issue. Initialized. And I don't think it's getting darker. Why not though? Oh. Hmm. I mean, I just don't see the issue. I mean, it has to do with like the texture not loading correctly. And it just doesn't load anything. So we're not even getting like an error. So I would assume he just uses like an empty texture. You know, I would prefer to get an error. I mean, let me make it cheap. Maybe see. Maybe there's something in the logs. Even though it doesn't throw an error. No, not really. Hmm. Just to make sure it does work though. If I replace this. Or does that also break now? So I'm pretty sure that worked before. Actually, aren't there like 2 semicolons now? There are. But okay, doesn't matter. Empty statement. My beloved. Why does it not work now? Can we just go back in time? To a time where stuff worked. I mean, this didn't work, no. Okay, I think that is what worked. I believe. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, that does work. I mean, actually, you know what, looking at this, we're not really loading this, right? Every single time. I mean, it's probably loaded somewhere, we just request a value. That is also good to know. A 1x1 transparent texture is returned to simplify logic. I think we had that happen multiple times now. Okay, what if we just say we don't care, we just get this every single frame. We render this. And then I don't care about this. Actually, we do care about this. Actually, better works. Sacrificing so much valuable performance for this. But it works. Cool. Finally. Yeah, good enough. Let me just flip these. And now we need to figure out the math. So, we consider our initial circle. Can I do this? No. So we have this radius. We have this. Now we have our inverse case, where everything on the outside is black. That is pretty much our texture we're dealing with. Beautiful. Another question is, can we somehow only use this radius R to make it such that this has the exact same radius? That is the question. And again, the issue is this one has a width like that. This is so small again. Expand. But this one obviously has a width like that, which is way bigger. Anyone has any ideas, maybe? How we math this out? Oh man, I can't guarantee you there's like one clean formula that we could use. It's gonna exist somewhere, we just don't know what it's gonna look like. Maybe let me just use random parameters and we just see what happens. So in the first half, what happens if you just go for radius scalar? It's probably going to be a tiny texture, right? We also have to do this for both ones. So it's like a smooth conversion between the two states. It's probably going to be tiny. Also we're in the wrong mode. True. Wait a minute. Wait, that actually works. Wait, I think this was perfect. Wait. Let me get my screenshot tool ready. I think this was actually perfect. Oh! Okay, I messed it up. I should not spawn them multiple times. But I mean, come on, you can't tell me this is so badass. How it's like slowly creeping in. And I think maybe it's a little bit bigger than the other one. Like a tiny bit bigger. It's definitely really close, if they're different. Now if we compare, or at least I compare, I can't really show you guys properly. Okay. I would say it's about the same size, it is. The only issue with this texture is that we use here, like this is kind of where the texture ends. I'm not really sure why that's there. I think the transparency isn't exactly the same. I mean, of course, it's not the same, it's inverse, but it's still a bit weird. Okay, now we can kind of play around with this. What if we start at 1? So I guess that's going to influence how fast it's coming in. Actually, that is the wrong texture. Again. Could have guessed. Boom. Oh. That is not what it should be doing. Okay, so maybe start at 2. Honestly, I'm actually surprised it's working that well. So I was actually... Okay, that still doesn't really work. So I was actually trying to like thinking about scrapping this entire idea, because I didn't really could get it to work in the beginning, but now I'm kind of happy. The thing is, so what happens if we put this at like 10? I think it's just gonna make it that it's gonna take a long time till we see it being there, and then just gonna be really short. That's what I'm thinking. So it should come in, but it's way faster, yeah. Yeah, it's not really a good idea. Can we do that like 2.5? Can. I mean, you can try it out. We definitely have less delay. Also, I think it would be kind of nice if we could make it that like the closer it comes, the slower it gets. And then the further away it goes, the faster it gets again. That would be kind of cool. But doing this in here, I don't know about that. Like, we will need to get another interpolation for the speed, which... Wait, why is this a master world? Oh, probably because I pressed some weird stuff. That's why. Okay. It's still too little though, because you instantly see the shadow. I kind of want to just slowly come in. Still, okay, I think we just use 3. 3 seems to be the best option we have. Even though technically you can also see how it just spawns in, but I don't think it's that noticeable unless you really look out for it. Okay, then in theory, should be able to also change the radius. Make this a bit smaller. And then I guess logically, since we didn't change the duration, it should be a bit faster. Yeah, seems like it. Yeah, I think this can mess you up real good in some boss fight. Okay, that is an issue. Oh, the texture is still too small, man. Bro, how fucking big does this texture need to be? This is like a 5000 by 5000 texture, by the way. Jesus. I mean, do we just make it 10k by 10k or what? But okay, I guess that's a bit of an extreme example. I guess. The thing is, though... Actually, no, I'm not gonna do this today. But I think last time, when I made the texture... I inverted color instead of alpha channel, which I think could be why it's looking so weird. I think it should be doable to actually get the texture properly inverted. Okay, what's the duration? What's a good number? Maybe like 10 to 20. Then radius for now. Uh, 100 to 500 maybe. Man, it's all coming together very slowly. Are we getting there? And it's looking goddamn beautiful. Oh, that's a big boy. That's a huge boy. And I still don't really like these borders that are pretty obvious. Hey Aaron, hello. Hello, hello. Doing some modding today. Exciting stuff. Oh, I think that's a slow one. Actually, it doesn't even work. Hello. There it is. What the man? That was like nothing. Very exciting, I know. Now, if you combine everything, this is where the way it gets kind of crazy, hopefully. If we just change this. Maybe do this for a little bit more chaos. And then we should have pretty much everything randomized now. I think it cancelled itself. Oh, yeah. I did hard-code it, yeah. Should probably not do that. But in theory, we should have all the events now happening at the same time. Fully randomized. Oh, shit. Have fun dodging this while fighting bosses. Yeah, we still need to change the texture. The texture is still too small. How is this texture too small, man? It's so upsetting. Actually, maybe I need to check if you can like clamp the texture. So it just extends the last pixel. I think you can actually do that somehow. But I mean, hey, it works. It do be working. So we still need to fix the portal texture. I still probably want to spawn portals of the prediction rays, so they don't just end in nothing. We need to fix the inverse shadow texture. I think I also want to change the big portal a little bit. Like right now it just spawns and instantly hovers around. I think I just want to make it spawn above you for a second, and then it starts to shake around. It actually shouldn't even be that hard. Let me see. I mean, we're probably not going to do a whole lot more stuff today, but we can do a little bit. Actually, why is this not random? We need more randomness. One to 10. The best thing is we can actually calculate how many different unique types of events we have with this. Alright, so we have 6 choices here, so we have 6 times 500 times... Okay, technically this already is like infinite possibilities, pretty much. So technically, we have an infinite amount of unique events that can happen. Because, I mean, as everybody knows, there's an infinite amount of numbers between 0 and 1. Even though I guess that doesn't work on a PC, but still. Mathematically speaking, that is true. Big portal. Massive portal. I mean, that is technically true, yeah. Technically. And number times infinity, that's infinity. It's just infinite. That's just how it works. Okay, right now we just check for hover duration. So infinity is infinite? I think so, yeah. I would hope so. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, you know what? I actually wanted to do this earlier. I wanted to see if we can customize the time it takes for a portal to spawn. Which should be this. So if the portal timer is less than 120, so it takes 2 seconds to open. Which means technically we can customize that, but it sounds annoying. Okay, let's see. In theory, if we had a parameter, the time to open, which is 120 by default. What do we use 120? Baitler. Okay, so we would use it here. So not 120, but time to open. Wells. If poll timer less than, but actually, oh, we do need it for this. Okay, okay. Less than time to open. Okay, I have no idea if that's gonna work, but we're gonna see. That's how we handle things here. Oh, give me my massive portal. Would it spawn the portal? Probably here. Custom portal. Now, if you say portal, dot, time to open. And we set this to like 10 seconds. What happens? I would hope it takes 10 seconds. I mean, it did something. I'm not sure if that makes it better. Okay, man, I mean, it kind of makes it hard to actually see now. Maybe that's a bit too ominous. Okay, so we shouldn't have replaced one of the 120s. I think one of them was too much. Maybe we keep this one. Maybe just 120 by accident. Man, this darkness is kind of annoying. Oh my god, wait, that looks way crazier now. Okay, that's not it though. So these are all the 120s we have. Give me one sec to ask my favorite teacher online. Okay, Mr. GPT tells me to replace every single 120. Oh, wait, there's another one I missed. Oh, okay. Oh my god, he's so smart and handsome. Or somewhere. Wait, time to open. Because we have a 240 here. Guess what 240 is? Guess what it is? It's 120 times 2. So we need to replace this as well. So we have the time to open times 2. Of course. Naturally. Now watch this. Now that looks still off. Why, man? Did I miss one? 120. No. 240. No. Why does it not work, man? I mean, yeah, we need to figure this shit out first, man. I mean, it's not that simple, you know? You need to see like all the connections. Okay, let me see. If we put this to the original value, does it still look stupid? If you put this back to 120, does it look normal? That was not normal. So something is happening that should not be happening. And we need to figure out what is happening. It's not this though, is it? Scale? Time to close. NPC 1 is closing, right? Yeah. So it's not that. Why does it not do what it's supposed to do? Wait, actually... Wait. Let me go back in time. Oh, I think I replaced too many. Wait, so, hold. Now should be basic behavior, because we don't use the variable at all. Right? I think I got it now. So it should be normal, what it was before. I mean, it seems right, sure. And now we go to the fate lerp, which is somewhere. Fate lerp. Where is it? There it is. So replace this. Time to open. Replace this. And this. And that is all we touch. We don't care about any other 240s or 120s or whatevers. Now behold. Bro, why is ChatGPT so much smarter than I am, man? This is upsetting. One day, gonna be smarter than him. And now, 10-second portal animation. That looks horrifically bad. That looks so stupid. Yeah, I feel like this animation doesn't really work if you upscale it. Or maybe we're just not allowed to do it that crazy. What if we just do 4 seconds? Okay, I didn't pay attention, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, maybe we don't make a variable. Maybe we just leave it as is. How about that? Okay, so we just remember it always takes 2 seconds to open. Which is we can hardcode it just to have access to it. So we don't have to... I mean, if we ever change our mind, right? So we have public... We can call this randomly, sure. Time to open is always 120, and we just can't change it. And then for the big portal, we do have access to the portal, yes. Update, we want to say if time less than portal time to open. We don't do anything. Other than that, we start to hover. But we need to do time minus the time to open, I believe. Because it's going to be offset otherwise. Minus time to open. Okay. And ideally, it just stands still while it's opening, and then it starts going crazy. It's not quite what I had imagined. But it did start on top, right? It didn't port sideways. It did port up, but not sideways. Yeah, that's fine. So we do have the vertical offset, which probably a general variable. That we probably want to set at some point. Vertical offset. And then we simply spawn the portal layer. Frick you. And I mean, it should be an easy fix. Oh, even though it's not going to update my X position. Or my Y position, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that doesn't solve anything really. So what we need to do, if we have this, we say portal. Where do we set it? Naturally, we set it to where? To player center. Plus vertical offset minus vertical offset units up. Also, how do I make it go in the other direction first? Do we just put the speed at negative? Oh wait, actually, amplitude. Oh wait, we will need to make the amplitude negative, I think. Yeah. Because speed is in the sine term. And I don't think that would really translate. Or maybe it would. But I'm a bit bad with trigonometric functions. It broke. That didn't work at all. But why not? It doesn't even care. Oh. There needs to be an else. That's why. But I actually forgot. Wait. Did it move to the left? Oh. Probably not. Okay, spawns above me. Oh, it does go to the left. Come on, go away, man. It does go to the left. Okay, okay, okay. So you can just set the speed to a negative. That does work. Very pog. Okay, and then we set these. Do something. The speed. Massive speed. Do something. Okay. So amplitude. Amplitude is a float technically right here. I mean, maybe like... Or like 500 to 1,000 maybe? Speed. So the thing with speed is we can need to randomize two things. We need to randomize the speed itself and the direction. Can I like randomize from a list? Next from collect. Oh, we can. Can I just do like this? No. I think the syntax worked in some language. Oh, that actually does work. Can be simplified. Why is that? Oh. But you can just use like Python syntax? Okay, that's cool. So just pick 1 or -1. He knows it's an integer, that's cool. So we multiply this with the actual speed. Which can be... Actually no, it should be a float. And what is the speed gonna be? So we had 2 before, which honestly is kind of fast. So we like 0.5 to 2? Maybe. Possibly. Also, hover duration should be longer. Also, we still need to consider a portal opens for like 2 seconds. Okay, now it should be... It is somewhat randomized. And I probably also want to randomize the laser. Like how long it's gonna last. Ooh. Was it maybe it would be cool if some of them last like very short and some super long. Oh, that's a slow one. Okay, that's exactly the type of stuff I want to see. Like some of them should be slow, some should be fast. Some should go crazy, some don't. Honestly, man, I'm getting kind of scared because we're actually getting somewhat close to like a point where I should be playtesting. So I actually have to play with this mess of a mod at some point. But okay, I think it's not going to be that bad, right? But also, maybe I should start the indicator before it fully stopped moving. Honestly, like so far, like the only thing I'm really kind of scared of are like the normal portals. I'm gonna have to nerf these so hard. I mean, I think the main thing we're gonna do is just increase the time between attacks. Because I mean, doing this like all the time during a boss fight, I mean, like that restricts your movement a lot. Like the darkness doesn't really restrict your movement that much. The laser, I mean, just don't go near the big laser, right? It's that easy. Because when these prediction lasers are actually kind of tight. I'm actually not too sure if I want to nerf the prediction or not. I mean, actually, we can also randomize the actually. Ooh, I think I will. Because I mean, right now it always predicts like half a second into the future where you're gonna be. I guess we can also randomize that. Because I figured it would be pretty trippy if some of them also predict the past. And you like try to dodge them and then you just dodge into them. Was actually aiming behind you. But okay, honestly, good progress today. But yeah, I believe we are going to call it here already. It's a bit early, but hey, it is what it is. Tomorrow's going to be normal time again. And we may do our normal Infernum run. Because we kind of haven't finished it yet. I think we are after Monod, I think. Or did we do Poltergeist already? I forgot. We should definitely be able to do it in one stream, for sure. But yeah. Again, normal time. 10 PM CEST. And we just see. Maybe do some more morning. Maybe Inferno. We see. Anyways. I wish you a good night. Thanks for watching. Stay geeky chat, stay awesome. And I see you all tomorrow. Until then, bye bye.